John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert, currently stuck in Atlanta traffic, so we have plenty of time to talk. And so I've got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. I've spent time at FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the three generally recognized credit reporting agencies in the United States. And so today I'm going to talk about what type of credit score credit card issuers use when you make some sort of an application for credit. And you're probably wondering, well, why don't they just use the credit score? So that's a pretty common perception that there is this kind of single unit metric that is called a credit score that is used by lenders of all varieties to make lending decisions. And that's not exactly true. Think of credit scores kind of like walking down the cereal aisle at your grocery store. There are cereals made by Nabisco, cereals made by Post, cereals made by whatever other companies. And then even under those brands, there are dozens and dozens of different options. Frosted Flakes, peanut butter Cheerios, I mean, you name it, and it's out there. So my point is even though it all falls under the category called cereal, there are different brands of cereal makers, and then under that there are dozens and dozens of different varieties of cereal. So that's kind of how it is with credit scores. You have the kind of the top end category credit score, then you have the different developers of credit scores. So FICO is obviously very commonly used, and you have VantageScore, which is another credit score brand that's also very commonly used. And then under that you have all the different varieties of scores that those two companies develop. And so for VantageScore, it's VantageScore 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then for FICO, there are dozens and dozens of FICO scores. In fact, on FICO's website, you could buy 40 different FICO scores as of the taping of this video. So, but what they all have in common is they're all called credit scores. And so the perception is that when you apply for a credit card, that the credit card issuer is going to pull some single credit score number that every other lender uses, which is not the case. They get to pick and choose which of those credit scores they're going to use. And oh, by the way, they also get to pick what credit bureau they're going to use. And so all those scores are going to be different because the credit bureau data is going to be different. So generally speaking, a credit card issuer is going to use one of two scores. They're either going to use VantageScore, and so that could be VantageScore 3, it could be VantageScore 4, ranges from 300 to 850, or they're going to use a FICO score. If they use a FICO score, it is very, very likely they're going to use what's referred to as the FICO Bankcard score. The FICO Bankcard score, which is in fact a FICO score because it was built by Fair Isaac, is a semi-customized variety of their credit scoring system that is designed specifically for credit card issuers. So you're probably wondering, whoa. You got to explain that. You got to unpack that a little bit, John. So that's what I'm going to do. So credit card issuers care about how you pay your mortgage, and they care about how you pay your auto loan. But what they really care about is how well you pay your credit card accounts, right? Because that's the type of credit they are extending. So the bank card score is semi-customized to kind of take a second look at the credit report and take a deeper dive into how well you have managed your credit card accounts. And if you have managed your credit card accounts properly, then it's very likely that you're going to have a higher FICO score than you would if you were going to be applying for a mortgage loan or if you were going to be applying for an auto loan, because you're a better credit risk for that particular type of extension of credit. If conversely you have mismanaged your credit card accounts, then you're very likely going to have a lower FICO score than you would if you were applying for a mortgage loan or if you were applying for an auto loan. Because again, the scoring system cares about how you pay those types of accounts, but they really care about how you pay your credit card accounts. So these semi-customized scores do not range from 300 to 850 like general use credit scores are going to range. They actually range, they can range into the 900s. So it's not unusual that you may see a score that exceeds 850, which is what we're commonly told as being the highest published score range, or the highest end of the published score range. That's actually true until you start getting into these industry-specific scoring systems where you can get down into the 200s and actually up into the 900 range. So if you might have a score of 872, which you may wonder, hey, what is that? Well, that's obviously one of these adjusted or these industry-specific FICO scores. Credit card issuers use them, and the auto score is also very popular with auto lenders. So that's generally going to be the scoring system that your credit card issuers use when you apply for some sort of credit. So if you have any questions about credit scores or these adjusted versions of credit scores, drop them in the section below, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks a lot.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.